Okay, you're good to get started, Chair Lang.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone, to Wednesday, July 29th, Cornwall Regional Airport Commission meeting. Happy to have everybody here. Not going to be too long of a meeting, I don't think, but there's some business that we wanted to take care of before the end of this month. So appreciate everybody making the time to be here. So can I get a mover and a seconder to open the meeting? I have Trevor and Sam that we are calling this meeting to order. All those in favor? That's everybody. Thank you. Anybody have a disclosure of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Approval of agenda. I think everybody was sent the agenda a few days ago. So is there anything anybody wanted to change or add? Nothing on your side, Kelly?
Nothing for me.
All right. Can I get mover in a second to approve the agenda as is written? I have Sam. I have Dennis. Thank you very much. All in favor? It's carried. Minutes from the May 5th meeting. Anybody see any errors or omissions? Anything we need to address? Seeing none. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the minutes of the May 5th meeting? I have Trevor as a mover and Sam as a seconder. All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you very much. We're going to go right to the airport manager report. Steve, if you want to go ahead.
All right. Hi, everyone. Yeah, here's a quick report of what's going on. Working on the wind speed indicator. Lost the speed part of it. It's on top of a 40-foot tower, so it's a bit of a challenge. Probably going to be about a $1,500 bill by the time we're done. Bought the replacement parts, and now I have to get someone up there to replace it. The commission hangar, which I guess we'll be talking about later with the lease, but just to give you a summary of the gentleman's leasing, he has been here before. Maybe 15 years ago, he leased the hangar from us. He has a survey company doing specialty work in the aerial survey business. Mr. John McDonald prepared the lease for us and covered a lot of bases, so I think we're pretty safe with that. We went back and forth a bit. Yeah. The aircraft that he plans on putting in there is going to be doing a D&D contract in the north, and they need the hangar to put all the special equipment in it before it departs for the contract up north. So basically, it's one airplane in for a long term, and then it goes out to work for a few months. Yeah, he did talk about, he's a good candidate for building a hangar. If this went well and things got bigger, he talked about building his own hangar somewhere. So it's a good case for us to move forward and trying to get some commercial lots ready for the opportunities that might come along, and this could be one of them. Back on the private side, I'm down to one person still talking to me about building a hangar. When I came up with those costs, our challenges of where to put them and the costs involved, the other folks kind of lost interest. They couldn't handle that kind of funding. It's a lot of money. But this gentleman's still talking about building a hangar just for himself. He currently has his airplane in our hangar, and he's moving out with the new tenant. So he's looking at building a hangar for himself and still considering the 7 airplane T hangar and covering the cost of moving the hydro and prepping the ground. So we'll see where this goes. I left the challenge of where to put them. That was in my last report, and it's still there to show you some of the numbers that we're dealing with in order to accommodate more hangars. The second taxiway option obviously would be the way to go if we could pull that off. Find some funding for that. Would allow us, maybe some commercial spots there and open things up. But it is a big number, so I'm not sure where we could find funding for that. Um, our outside parking has exploded. I've got 5 airplanes on the south side now parked in places where I usually just park transient aircraft. So I'm going to use part of my maintenance budget. I've had 8 more spots put in on the north side in an area where we can't build hangars because it's not deep enough. There's not enough space in the depth of it. So I had 8 tie downs put in. Right now they're just gravel. My plan is to do the gravel this year with my maintenance budget and the asphalt next year with another part of my maintenance budget. We have, I think we have like a record 18 aircraft, and they just kind of came out of the blue. They were, um, 2 of them are because the gentlemen that are coming out of our leased hangar have to go outside. That's 2 of them. The new Cornwall chief of police has an aircraft, and it's here now, Mr. Stevenson. So yeah, I'll be moving on Friday. I'll probably be moving some airplanes over to those new spots. Project I worked on this week, the wooden posts holding up our runway signs are falling apart. So I installed new posts for those signs, and I'll put the signs onto the new posts shortly. I don't have it down here, but while the excavator was here doing the parking work, he dug out a beaver dam that the beaver put in on that drain on the north side of the runway. So he dug that out for me. Let's see, airport activities. Now, these are not all the activities. These are just ones that I captured and have notes on. The Federal Border Patrol helicopter was in May. The OPP were operating out of here for traffic enforcement on the 401. A couple of helicopters picked up fuel going to a spray contract out west or down east, sorry. Some RCMP. We did have a little bit of excitement. I had 2 cars cross the runway. I got a report of 2 vehicles crossing the runway during operations. And so I came to the airport immediately. And it turns out they were at one of the private hangars, and the hangar owner, who was going to take them for a ride, said, "I'll meet you on the other side." And they chose to go. He didn't monitor what they were doing, and they chose to cross the runway to get to the other side. So I had a meeting with everyone involved and explained the graveness of that situation. And so I've had some signs made up that I'm going to place by the runway and by the general aviation entrance gate. So those are part of my sign program I'm doing right now to put those up. And July 22nd, yeah, the OPP brought in 2 prisoners in shackles and cuffs. They picked them up in Moncton, New Brunswick, and brought them back to Cornwall. I'm not really sure what the deal is with them. And there's our fuel prices, the challenge we're having with keeping the fuel prices at bay, and our fuel sales. So compared to last year, avgas is up by 7,300 liters, and the jet is down by 5,300 liters. So we're kind of balancing out on fuel sales. Yeah, I'm not sure if anybody has any questions or.
Questions for Steve, everyone? Go ahead, Trevor.
Thank you through Martin. Steve, just a couple questions. I know in the last report, I believe it was the last report, the LED lighting, has that all been taken care of as far as we know, and that's all resolved? And my other, I guess, comment would be definitely with the new hangar situation, it seems like option 2 would definitely be ideal, given that there's the opportunity for 14 additional hangars. I don't know if we maybe can have a chat with our members of parliament or see if there's funding there available, but to me, that would be the way to go in that regard.
Yeah. So to the lighting, I'm still not satisfied. I think it was the range of the RCAL system, the pilot controlled lighting. I'm still not satisfied with the range. It is better. So I'm still sort of working on that. I didn't put it in my report, but we're working at getting that, trying to figure out what that is with the company that installed it or manufactured it. And yeah, definitely if we could find some economic development money to put in that second taxiway, to be prepared for any opportunities that come along. We may have missed some already. I don't know. I've lost some hangar builders when I showed them these numbers, and so yeah, that would be the best.
All right, thank you.
Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, through you, Martin. Steve, just wondering, what are the limitations if we did option one and then later came up with the money for the taxiway? Is it still limiting, or is it just going to is it going to cause any issues, or one way or the other? We kind
By
of
I'm trying to just reading through what's so moving the feed, $50,000 to move the feed over. I can't say that there would be any drawback. Adding the electrical service, 140,000 would have to be done anyway to accommodate the more hangars, one way or the other. And actually, if we engineer a new taxiway, we may need to put more power in, so there could be another expense there too. No, I don't think it would be detrimental to start with option one and then move to option two.
okay. Yeah, because just kind of something I had. Just you don't want to eliminate kind of the flow or a proper flow through the hangars just for the sake of the one. If we got to do it properly, we'll do it properly.
Yeah. I couldn't say. Ideally, yes, leave that area by the front gate more open and not pack things in tight. But um, I don't think it'd be terrible, especially the T hangar because it's set back quite far. It's not as wide a building as putting two hangars back to back. It would be just one hangar down the middle. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. No, say in the future, say we were at say full capacity for hangars, you could potentially utilize that space anyways, or you would consider utilizing it for infill type thing. So okay, no,
yeah, yeah. We just have to keep we have 18 airplanes tied down right now. So we do need to keep areas just for airplanes tying down.
yeah. Now some of those tie downs would they turn into a hangar if there was a hangar available, or if we had hangars, say even for lease?
Yeah, right now option one is going to eliminate probably 8 tie down spots. So I'll be going sort of backwards. I put 8 in and I'm going to lose 8. So we would have to find more spots for tie down again.
But some of those folks on tie down right now, would they consider building a hangar, or
Yeah, yeah.
maybe?
Some of them were the builders. Probably
Yeah,
two or three were the ones that wanted to build but just couldn't justify the cost of building.
yeah. No, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Sid, go ahead.
Yeah, Martin, I'm just saying hello to you guys. I've been away. I had open heart surgery. I'm not mobile anymore for a while, but when I received the invitation for this meeting from Kelly, I was not overwhelmed by it. I was very happy to get it because I've always been interested in the airport. I sat on the airport committee for 5 or 6 years before now. I'm glad you're still rolling. And thanks for the invitation, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Not quite mobile yet. I'm down about 70 pounds. As you can see, obviously, I had a double chin or a triple chin at one time. Now it's gone. It's nice to be back with you.
We're good to have you. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Any more questions for Steve, guys? Seeing none, I'll move on to lease agreement. I'll Gotta put my screen on half and half here. All right. Recommendation that the Cornwall Regional Airport enter into a hangar lease agreement with Calusair Services Incorporated, and that the chair be authorized to sign all applicable documents. And I'll need a mover and a seconder for that, and then maybe Steve could speak to it. Trevor moves, Sam seconds, and Steve, before we vote, maybe you could speak to it and kind of give us your thoughts on it.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think it's a positive move to have a commercial operator here. This gentleman seems to be very connected in the business, in the aviation business in the Montreal area. He's actually a North Lancaster resident. So he actually lives in South Glengarry. There's some opportunities here, I think. He's looking to employ one or two people. The lease is a 10-year lease with 2-year terms. I think that was the only thing that wasn't captured in the short version of it from Kelly. So no, I think it's an opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Steve on this? I know we've been trying to get this hangar rented for a while. Go ahead, Sid.
I just want to ask you, is that out of Lachute Airport? Is this guy out of there? Because we were dealing with a gentleman there before.
I don't think he's, now that you ask that question, I'm not exactly sure where his airplanes are right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think he's moving from Lachute. I think he's coming from Saint Hubert, but I'm not 100% sure, to tell you the truth.
The reason I'm asking that is we had a gentleman a few years back that really wanted to build not just a hangar, but another building to keep the pilots in. And I'm just wondering if it was the same guy. And then on the second part of the question, is the gentleman that you're looking at to build a hangar, Mr. Grant?
No, this gentleman is, I'm not going to say his last name properly. It's Bill Antopoulos. Yeah.
Okay, you got
It's
me.
it's a Greek last name.
Okay,
But he's a very nice gentleman. He owns, like I say, he's one of the 3 that are renting our hangar right now that's being evicted. And he's a developer from Montreal. He builds apartment buildings in Montreal. So the funds seem to be available, and aviation is his passion. So how do you make $1 million in aviation? You start with 2 million, is what we say. So he fits the bill.
and Martin, I have one more thing
Go ahead.
I'd like to bring up, and that's, have we ever at some point thought of doing like a shoot and renting parts of our airport properties for the pilots to build their homes on the airport lands as they do in Lachute, because they're allowed to build homes beside their hangar on the property. And that was a way to actually fund some of the airport by charging taxes for their houses and their hangars.
I don't know that we've ever talked about that, but I don't remember talking about it anyway.
Well, we
Maybe
flew
something
into
we should investigate.
I flew into Lachute a few years back, and I spoke to the people that were living on the airport who had hangars on the airport lands and their homes on the airport lands, as they can get from their business guys from their homes to their airplanes and fly wherever they had to go. And the money that was coming into I asked the airport general manager at the time, I said, do the taxpayers have to be the ones that are paying to have the airport open? And they said, no, the money that we recuperate from those housing bills in taxes is what pays for the airport, and it's not the like a Somerstown or South Glengarry, Cornwall air taxpayers who are putting the money out to do this. So it's just something to consider. And now I'll shut up, but that's from a few years back, and something I'd love to see. because it would help the airport in terms of funding.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
It sort of has been discussed in the past, and I think it was in one of the many studies in the past. The challenges we have is demand, whether there's a demand or not,
Yeah.
and the fact that we're not inside city limits, so we have no sewer and water here at the airport. That would be a challenge to build individual residence type hangars. But it's not certainly not unplausible if we could find the demand for it.
All right. Any more questions or anything on the lease agreement? All right, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All right, passed. Thank you very much. Next meeting is to be decided, I guess. We'll see if there's anything that comes up we need to discuss, but we won't let it go too long because as everybody knows, there'll be election before you know it. And we're going to be getting into that in the next few months. But anyway, anything else anybody wants to bring up?
Well, you're talking about the election. I've already publicly stated that I will not run again. So I'll be leaving you guys shortly. I want to come back for the next couple of meetings, but that'll be it.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I need a mover and a seconder for adjournment. I have Dennis and I have Sid. All those in favor? Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your afternoon to get this done. Take care.